you're live, like there's 1 second or 2 second that you're not actually live. I know it counts down on this thing, but anyways, so let me start with the update. Um, Welcome, by the way. Uh, this is just an update on my health. If you saw the last video, you saw that I am gonna have to have the surgery. I forgot what it's called one day, but it's basically they're gonna take like your thyroid's here underneath, obviously, and then behind that there's these little rice grain size pea little things, tiny little things. Four of them. They're parathyroid glands, and they found a lump the Monday before Memorial Day weekend, and then that Friday right before the holidays, I got my results in. Said, "Oh, we found a lump," and at first I was like, "I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna be like, okay, it's nothing. It's nothing. I don't feel nothing. I feel great. I'm sure it's gonna be nothing." But then I start Googling. By Saturday or Sunday, I'm here by myself. The kids are gone to the lake house or whatever with them. And so I'm Googling and I'm starting to worry because I'm like, wait, it says here that this is cancerous, that da 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 da. Hello, hello. Um, I said hi. Okay, let's see. Hey, my boy Mike. Okay, you guys know each other, I guess. Um, so yeah. Anyway, so found out, went to the doctor, talked to the surgeon, the lady that's the doctor that's gonna do the surgery, and her team. Um, hello, hello, hello. Maybe this is not the time for me to do a video. Seem like a lot of young kids. Okay, okay. All right now. Um anyway, so yeah, found out that the lump is not cancerous. So that was a big relief. I was so glad. So nervous about that. Talked to one person that I knew from like my high school days, camping and stuff. She had hers done, and she was telling me how she feels, and hopefully that'll fix that too when I get that operated. But she's like, yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's quick. She was able to go home the same day. She was healing fine. Um, so that was encouraging because I was like, okay, at least you hear what the doctors tell you, but it's another thing to hear somebody that that's not, neither for it or against it. It's just like, okay, I had the experience. This was my experience. I always feel better if I can get some kind of feedback from people that actually been through something what what I'm going through. So anyways, then on the 20th, that was this past Friday, I had an appointment with the specialist, and the surgeon doctor was kind of encouraging me to wait, which that's what I was gonna do before they found the lump. To have the surgery, I was gonna say, give me 6 months to um, give me 6 months to a year. I'm gonna fix myself. I had all this courage. Then I became a crybaby, and I'm like, oh. I scared my sister. Yeah, I was telling everybody, oh, I think it's So I should have held on before I started saying that I thought it was cancerous because Google told me. Um, so yeah. And then right after my appointment with the surgeon on the 13th, I talked to my little one's mentor, and he actually had thyroid cancer. And I believe they took out the whole thing out. He either had thyroid cancer, thyroid cancer or parathyroid cancer. So that's a lot more scarier. And he had it 13 years ago. I don't stare at the man's neck, but I've never seen any mark. I thought it would be like a lumpy growing thing, because they're not, I think it's like the middle of the neck that they cut. So, um, yeah, but I'm excited and nervous that they're gonna get it over with and get it done. But yeah, I just, these are the times that I wish I can have, like, call my mom and be like, oh, I need you. But even if she was alive, like, it she would be in Spain. Like, there's no way. But no, I don't know, knowing her, she probably would have taken a flight. She probably would be like, um yeah, I'll be there, just let me know. She probably would come the beginning of August and stay with an open ticket. Okay, hold on, let me block some people. Okay, let's see who else. I think three little kids that still, yeah, there we go. Up out of here. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else that I need to block real quick. Sorry, guys. Get to my story real quick. Yeah, I think two or three kids are having their own conversation, and um, okay. Oh, happy birthday, 5642. Happy birthday. Hello, hello. Sorry, I didn't see your comment until now. Happy birthday to you. Everybody wish him happy birthday. Or her. Are you a her or a him? Let me see. Everybody's just, well, I guess I got a little picture thing. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Uh, I don't know about you, Bubba. I guess we'll have to see. Okay. It's a her. It's a her. Wish her happy birthday. How do you say it? Marika? Marika? That's interesting. You know, I love interesting names. I don't know if that's a real name, but that's beautiful. Anyway, so anyways, that's the lady that was gonna do the surgery. Oh, the good news is that it's not cancerous. The lump that they found in my parathyroid, my neck, is not cancerous. They can remove it and it'll just be over with. Um, and that is being done sooner than later. Because if I would have waited, like I was planning on waiting 6 months to a year to try to do a whole bunch of home remedies and try to fight it, but the calcium, what happens, I guess, it's like when your body builds up too much calcium, then it just goes haywire, and then the parathyroid communicates to your bones, telling them, "Oh, we don't need like all your bones. Um, we don't need no more calcium. We're good." And then everything gets weaker and weaker. Not only that, but it can cause heart palpitations. So you could have a heart attack. Like there's so many things that can go crazy. So I'm glad that we're doing it, because the surgeon lady was kind of like, "Oh, we could wait, we could wait." I don't think she was looking at the blood work results that were done in March. Um, I think the last ones that I did was in some earlier this month, so maybe those aren't up yet. But the calcium levels have gone up. So that means that if I would have waited, I would have been in danger of a heart attack, of a fracture, bone fracture, sprain, anything. So I'm glad, out of all the things, the thyroid that took 4 years for my doctors to test and find out that I had it, the perimenopause that they still can't help me with. But at first, I felt like I was going crazy, because I would tell them, I said, "I think I'm perimenopausal." I looked it up. I didn't know about peri. I just thought it was premenopause and menopause, and then I didn't even know about postmenopause. I thought it was just all menopause. So I was confused, because I was only 34, 35 when it started happening, the night sweats. It started with the night sweats and the irritation. Just being more irritated than usual, more snappy. And then came the hot flashes and the weight gain and the fatigue and the tiredness. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy to be a woman sometimes. Oh, thank you, Bubba. Are you praying for me? Thank you. I'm going back in the comments. Bubba said, "What's the good news?" Oh, yeah, please subscribe. Subscribe, like, share if you care. Hey, hey. For the new ones, thank you for being here. Thank you for finding my channels. I'm going to try to be more consistent, and I am going to try to be lighter. Like, I have done some heavy videos. If you were here from the beginning or close to the beginning, I started in December after Christmas in 2020. That's when I started doing videos, and it was just to get my life, my truth, my story out, because there was so many people thinking this and that and wondering, and oh, did it happen? Did it happen? Basically, long story short. Oh, today's your birthday too, Makai. Happy birthday. Wow, wow, wow. Are you a green bean lady? Yeah, I guess I am green bean lady. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, you guys are so much more fun in the daytime, except for those little kids. I think that 4 or 5 kids were having a conversation with themselves. But so yeah, and I guess it wasn't bad news. It was just kind of like alarming that one doctor, that's why I always tell people, always get like 2 or 3 doctors' opinions if you can, even if it's over the phone, like, because doctors have a degree, and yes, they're very smart, very knowledgeable, but they don't know it all. Like, And especially if it's somebody, sorry, I can see the banks in the glasses. If somebody's new to caring for you or whatever, they're not going to know your history. They're not going to know your file or whatever. So I'm glad that I pushed the surgeon doctor to put me on the schedule. We're just going to have to wait. They're going to do this scan um, at the beginning of August, and it's like 3 hours long. So I'm a little like, what are they going to do? But the doctor, the specialist on Friday, she explained like they put some kind of liquid in you, and basically the inside part of meats that need to be cut off in the neck will light up. So that's very interesting. That yeah, so I don't know. So that's going to be interesting. But it takes about an hour for the liquid to go through your body, find themselves to the neck, and all that mess. And then they do the scanning, the CAT scan, I think it's called, where they put your whole body in the big dome scanner thing, the machine. Um, So I guess they're gonna check. They already checked my bone density. It's so weird because I really thought that your body just got rid of whatever you didn't need. Like if you ate or drank too much this. Like I take liquid iron sometimes, so I just figure, okay, whatever I don't need, my body will just pee it out or poop it out, whatever. And then the same thing with vitamins. I was told at first that because I was taking such high um, vitamin D, my vitamin D was like 5,000 UI, whatever that means. And I was taking two every day in my coffee. I would just drop the little oil gel caps, drop them in my coffee, let them melt, mix it up, and just take it down. And it was actually, I started doing that because I wanted to get off my antidepressant. So I did that in January. No, last year, I think in January. And, but I wasn't consistent. I think I got consistent after I got really depressed in August last year and had some problems wanting to be here and all that stuff. So I thought to myself, I gotta fight harder. Like, I gotta figure it out. Um, how to help myself mentally because this isn't good. Um, if you know Seattle, Washington, today is beautiful, as you could tell. Like I don't know if you guys could tell, it's really bright. It's 6 o'clock here now, so it's gonna still be bright until 9 or so. Well, maybe 8, 7:30, 8ish. But usually it's very gray, very gloom. So it's very easy to get depressed here and under the weather and all that stuff. But yeah, I was thinking about that. Like the people that are coming new, I kind of feel bad because you guys missed out on a very powerful 2 years, 3 years where I was just pouring out of doing my life from what I could remember from the start till I didn't finish till now, but I did get up to, you know, once I got to high school, it was kind of like I started doing here and there stories. So like how I met my baby, the father of my kid, how I met this, when I moved to Florida, what happened there and all that stuff. So yeah, because my life as a kid, I actually could remember that way more. I don't know, my brain was just taking pictures or recordings or something because it's like I was kind of surprised on how you can tap into your brain and access your memories. Stuff that you might forget, stuff that you thought you didn't even like. There was stuff in the stories sometimes that I was like, wow, when I sometimes I would have to watch some of the video to see where I ended. And I was like, oh yeah, like I didn't remember that this person also was looking or was there. But in the, like, before I did the videos, I had to think about those moments and that time. And then I would either have a dream or it would just come to me right before I did the video. I would have to just have quiet and focus because some of those videos were really hard to get through. But I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, I should do something because I actually been doing this. Well, I'm not a regular YouTuber, but I've been sharing with you guys for 6 years now. And I didn't do it to get famous or get rich or make money like that. I figure if it does get that big, then I won't stop it. But I was really proud of myself. Like, I got through it. Once I thought about, like, oh man, the point of me doing it was to get my story out, but also I told my kids when they are 18 together. So my youngest is 16 now, so he got 2 more years, and then my other one would have to wait. They could watch my story so they could know what I got through. And my hope was for them to know that not everybody that says they love you can be trusted. Just because they're family doesn't mean a thing. Like, you still gotta watch everybody. Like, it doesn't matter. People use that a lot. Well, that's your dad, that's your mom. Oh, it's family. And that means whatever goes. No, I don't agree. But also, the other thing was to kind of give them something when I was gone. Like, I do a lot of posts, not because I have to, because I want to. I got really sick in 2019, for those who don't know. I got really sick, ended up in a hospice. For a week or so, I was so weak. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't talk. I couldn't barely breathe. I definitely couldn't eat. When I did try, the first 4 days that I was there, I tried, it would come right back up. So I really thought I was a goner. Like, so that's what gave me the urgency to, like, oh my God, I can't go anywhere. And then other people get to tell my story however they want to remix it and whatever they claim they remember. Like, no, it's not going down. So I wanted the truth out there from my end, from my side. Um, and then, they they could do what they wanted with that. If they wanted to build it into a book and make money that way, or and then there was some videos that I was like, okay, I'll just save that for the book because I couldn't, even though there was two videos that I thought, oh, I don't want my kids watching this, like I have to take this down. Then when I thought, well, a few days later after I had that thought, I was like, well, the reason that I was doing it was to kind of like debrief and just find. I've been trying to heal from my traumas, my past, my childhood, all my life since I figured out that there's help. 12 years old, went into foster care. They were telling, oh, counselors, this, that, therapist, da da da. I've tried everything that I can to heal. The only thing I thought was making it better, and it was because I was numbing myself, was when I was living in shelters as a teen, and um, I was working 2 jobs, clubbing almost every night. I don't know why the Up and Down was open every night, but they were open, if not every night, every other night. I just know I went there a lot during the week. And I was working 2 jobs. And then on top of that, I was trying to go to school, go to Shoreline Community, just to keep myself, like, I didn't want to be home. The shelter was fine. Like, the teen shelters were really nice back then. I'm not sure about now because people come along and ruin things. But we took care of it. We had to when we were there. So I'm not sure if they still have the same rules. But yeah, I thought I was finally through. And then looking back when I was telling the stories, this is how it was healing for me. Sometimes when I told my own story, at that moment I was like, I'm having fun. I'm doing me. I'm making money. I don't have to worry about nobody kicking me out and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I was so depressed and like didn't want to be here so much that every day I would be like, I don't care. Today, I don't care. I didn't care if I got into a car, strangers, and they dumped me in the dumpster somewhere. I didn't care. I got home, thank God, every time because I used to make, oh, I'm just running in to get an outfit, and I never came out. I was staying at a program, so I figured, well, if they try anything, there's 24-hour staff, so they can. Luckily, I didn't run into a stalker. That would have been an issue. But either way, yeah, I thought I was living. So telling my own story and hearing myself tell it, I was like, wow, I really was pushing myself to get myself out of here. Like, it's crazy how much I was doing. Not only that, but the drinking and the drugging. Like, I didn't do everything, but I did do ecstasy for 2 summers, I think. The weird thing is that people are, oh, it's addicting, it's addicting. I don't know. Because when I decided, okay, I'm just going to do it 2 times this summer, and that's what I would do. I would do 2 times, or if I said 5 times this summer, 5 times, and my friend would get it, and whatever. So that was that. But yeah, I did tell this story. I will. What stopped me from doing it ever again was one time when I was on that stuff, and we just went to see, was it Bones? Denzel was like being set up, and there was a whole bunch of crooked detectives around him. Maybe it was a Bones. It wasn't Training Day. That was way later. But either way, and when I came out, I was so paranoid. I was running away from sirens, and my friends were like, "What's wrong with you?" We got on the bus. No, we got on the light rail, and I don't know why. No, we were on the bus because the bus used to go in the tunnels. Now they don't. But we were on the bus to go back home, and I looked back, and it was one of those buses that it had to have the windows. Anyways, it just looked like it looked weird. So we moved seats because I was like, oh, I can't sit back here. Like, there's too much happening. So we sat on the tall seats, the 4 tall seats, and I looked over. There was somebody sitting next to one of my friends, and they, like, he was between them, and very suited up black man, little tiny afro, dark skin. But the look that he gave me, that man didn't know me, But the look that he gave me was the look of a father saying, I am so disappointed in you. And everybody else was kicking and laughing and throwing jokes, and I was too, and making up words. That's the one thing. That's why I believe that artists are all on stuff, because it does make you a lot more creative. I've made up a whole nother language those times. Me and my friend would understand it, but nobody else would. Like, we just made up our whole different language. And making up words and stuff. And but yeah, he gave me that look, and I might have had something like this because I do remember everything looking one color. And I just stared at him. He stared at me, and he just, oh my God. I don't know why this stranger on the bus with us got to me like he was spanking me with his mind. I was like, what am I doing? What? And I told my friend that night when we got home, I was like, don't ever talk to me about that. Of course, it's a white boy, you know. It just gets you in trouble. I mean, I decided to do it, so it's not like, he was forcing me. But I'm like, dang, when you're hungry, like back then, I used to smoke cigarettes. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. But when you're down and out, you can't get somebody to give you a cigarette, give you $1 to buy a burger. But if you are quitting smoking cigarettes, or if you're not started yet and somebody wants to hook you because they want a smoking partner, they'll give you all the it's like it's so weird. People are like truly devilish. It's crazy because it's like, why would you want to, like, I would, if somebody, let's say I was still smoking and somebody's trying to quit next to me, I'm not going to be next to them smoking, taking out the pack, da da da. And then they're like, oh, let me get one. Oh, no, no, no. Or here, here, here. And then when you get fed up from buying and whatever, they're only doing one or two a day. You're like, you did too much. You gotta get your own. Da, 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 da. But then you allow me to get hooked. Like, you should have said no from the beginning. And so, anyways, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I hate that I let myself get pushed into certain situations. But if you heard some of my 2020, 21, 22 videos, you you know why I have a weak will. Like, it was hard for me to know, like, what I was doing right and wrong, because no matter what I did, if I lost weight, oh my God, she's not eating. She's trying to be da 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 da, la 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 la. If I was eating, oh my God, she'll eat the whole fridge. But then at the same time, you put your leftovers away because, oh, she'll eat it. It's like, so it was so, like, I guess it made me paranoid because it's like, if I talk too much, or I say the wrong things, even as a kid. Like, don't, nobody ask you nothing, shut up. Oh, you don't talk back. Da, da, da. So it's like, I'm fighting that right now. Like, that's one of my battles that I'm trying to fight right now. Is not doing that. It's so easy to feel like your kid is disrespecting you when they're talking back. Like my little one, his tone is very cut. So there's times that I do feel that way, like, oh, why are you talking back? Then I have to remind myself, wait a minute, you're doing what you didn't like as a kid to him. And then I have to text them, and it's like, sometimes when it's too hot, we just text each other, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to say that or do that. Okay, and then he apologized. I didn't mean to say that or do that. Okay, we're good. Then we talk it out, hug it out. So I'm really working on that. But even though I get on here sometimes crying and this and that, it does work. At least for me, it works to get it out. So I've always encouraged people, if you're scared to start a business, if you're scared to do that book, if you're scared to do that page, or like I've created about 8 support groups, 8 different pages for different things. One is a naturopath, one is a woman's page, another one is the foster care tell your story one. Um, there was some other ones, but over the time, I either left it and left somebody else in charge of it, or I dissembled it. So, but yeah, like people told me 10 years ago when I was trying to start pages, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Oh, it's hard. Oh, da 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 da. It's like once I got it done, I started inviting people. You start with 5 people, 10 people. Now the my dyslexia group got over, no, not 5,000 yet. I think it's still under 2,000, but that's pretty good. Like 2,000 and something people interacting. I created a chat. They seem to be more comfortable with the chat, so I let them chat in there. The do it yourself, there's not too many people posting. It used to be a little bit more fun before COVID, but it's okay. I'll keep putting out the home remedies and the recipes and um oh, can you say hi? Yeah, I did say hi, Makai. Marika. Marika. Oh man, I haven't been reading the, I'm sorry guys. Okay. Let's see. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to, I don't know if you guys can hear me. All right. It's so weird that people get on, does your carpet match your curtains? Jay, no, because I'm a boho chic girl. I just learned that because I always wonder when I like colors and different patterns and stuff. Hey there, be kind always. Oh, somebody said your name on another YouTube, a big YouTuber. So for you to be here, oh my God, hi. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, I'm not a professional. I don't have I don't have what's it called? I don't have a mic. I need to get one. Maybe you need to turn me up cuz I don't have like equipment and stuff. I am going to start using my computer to see if that's better. No, I heard was it make make it make sense or Nick at night, or maybe it was, oh, you could hear me fine. Okay. Oh, earlier. Oh, maybe I'm covering up because I was holding the phone a certain way. Is that better? Yeah, I know you were on somebody's YouTube video. They said your name. I think it was Make It Make Sense. It said, oh, you've been part of the membership. Be kind always. Or he said he liked your name. Hey, hey. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna keep doing the videos, how hard it was gonna get when I started telling my story. Because, man, let me tell you, between the hot flashes and the hot just from having a wig on, I used to, I mean, if you were here for those videos, I used to put on the sunlight to give me some light because I had to do it at night, and I had to drink about a cup and a half of wine, a glass and a half of wine before doing a video. I was so nervous about telling my story because I know a lot of people were going to be mad in my family. I know a lot of people in my family were going to call me a liar or maybe threaten me. I don't know. So I only got one threat, so I guess I did pretty good. Um, and then it didn't make sense because I didn't even use anybody's real name. I did make a mistake and slip and said my dad's name, but that video took everything out of me. And somebody asked me to redo it or to bleep. I was like, I don't want to look at this thing. I just want to put it out, get it out of my system, get it out of me. It's been my stuff, my childhood stuff was suffocating me. And it just kept getting heavier and heavier after I got better. After I came home from the hospice, I was like, I don't care who I offend. I don't care who gets mad at me. I have to get this heaviness out of me. Like it was weighing, it was really weighing on me a lot. But I'm glad I got it out, and I think, everything else is gonna be healing from now on. I'm gonna really try to get back to the videos. The problem is after I went into shelters and into survival mode, I think my mind kind of stopped holding in information because I had to learn so much in so little time that I think my mind just decided to stop holding information and like holding memories. I mean, I remember stuff, but I don't remember it to the point that I did when I was telling before high school and down. Like, I could smell, I could hear, like, I remember people's facial expression and some of my, when I was trying to remember. It was crazy. Like, I didn't think that that was going to happen. Like, how do you explain that? And then I thought to myself, well, maybe, I have a little bit of my grandfather in me. He used to do brujeria. If you're Spanish, you know what that is. Where se montan, which brings on the spirit. And, he not only told people what they were having, boy or girl, but he also used to heal people and all that stuff. So, like, when I learned that at 16, I think I learned that 16, 17, I started doing research on him. And besides what I remember seeing, I was like, why do church people say that this is so wrong? Because my grandfather was doing good things too. So, yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah, health is very important. Yeah, so I am gonna, I don't know. I know that I'll be able to talk after my surgery. I'm having pecan. I don't know if you were here. I was talking about there's a lump in my behind my thyroid. It's called parathyroid. So the parathyroids are tiny little things behind the thyroid. Anyway, so I'm having it cut out. Whether it's one, two, or three, they're gonna test that. the beginning of August to see. They're gonna make sure before I go under to see. Oh, your school sucked? Why? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is why I wait until ooh lordy. This is why I wait until the kiddos are down, because they be playing. They're having a lot of fun. Talking to themselves, I guess. I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, it'll be the end of August sometime. So prayers, fingers crossed. I mean, I talked to two people that had it done, one worse than the other, and they're fine. Like the mentor said he had it 13 years ago. He's fine. He felt so, like a year later, he said he felt better. Like he wasn't dragging as much and all that stuff. So I know, I'm a fighter. I had two C-sections. Sure, I was pushing a couch two 2 or 3 days after having my second son. I just sat on the floor and pushed with my back, pushed the couch, because my sectional was everywhere. There was boxes in my kitchen. Mind you, I moved like 2 weeks before I was, yeah, I moved 2 weeks before I was supposed to be having my C-section. It ended up 3 weeks later, but I was getting to the point, it was hot, I think, that year around that time. The new place, I was trying to get stuff organized. The kids' room. I was focusing more on the kids' room. So I wanted that set up and all that good stuff. But yeah, and I don't remember having, because I'm a cooker. Like my kids eat out. That's a surprise. Like I cooked. It's weird to hear now that I'm like, my kids are older. They're doing their own thing. Sometimes my little one will still pretend like he don't know nothing. He don't get in that kitchen at all. But my older ones, he's cooking and stuff. And um, but listening, people are talking more about themselves online. And it's so weird to me. Like, I used to wonder why guys were so surprised and so impressed. Oh, you're a good woman. Da, da, da. And I knew that, but I was like, dang, if I'm hearing that from every guy that I'm talking to, minus the hater ones, because there was a couple of them that were just haters and they would not compliment, but they sure enjoyed being taken care of. Anyways, it was weird to me to listen to people say that, like, their kids are 5, 6, 7, they're doing videos, they're like, I ain't cooking, I already cooked dinner, or I already cooked breakfast. It's like, what? So you only cook one meal for your kid a day? Like, that's weird. I It was nothing to me. Not only 3 meals at least, but definitely snacks in between. I would have them have timers. Okay, 2 hours on the a week, because that's all they had back then when they were smaller, and 2 hours a 1 hour reading. Do your homework, you know. Then I would put their music on so they could take a shower. When the song was over, then they can get out. Because, you got to teach kids, you can't just rub and that's it. You're clean. Like, no. If that song is still playing, that means you still got some rubbing and cleaning to do. So I used to try to make everything a game. And to hear some of these mamas, the new school mamas, buying the kids fries from McDonald's because they don't want to cook lunch. Don't get me wrong, we did McDonald's. We did after church or whatever. I would try to treat them for, getting dressed. Because the little one, oh, let me tell you something. That little one was brought to me to teach me how to, like, have more patience, and also how to, you know, what it might have been dealing with me if I had the freedom to be myself. Because I was stubborn, but I was quietly stubborn. And I didn't find out how stubborn I was until I was on my own. And people would say, "Oh, do this, do that." I'd be like, "Oh, you can't do that." "Oh, I can't do what?" And I would do it. But yeah. So, but that's the life. Or like, just because you're a single mom of two or three, you have clothes everywhere, you have dirty laundry, clean laundry, food everywhere, on the floor, everything. I'm like, I get mad right now that I can't clean the walls as often as I used to. I used to grab that wet mop, not the soggy mop, but like the Swiffer. I got the one that you change out the pads and you wash them and all that. I used to go in every room, and then next week, every room, you know, especially in the winter time, because that's when you get sicker because the dust and all this stuff adds up. So, yeah, I don't have the energy. Oh, the other good news is that I am undetectable. Now, if you don't know me, if you haven't been here for long, I chose, after starting to tell, after telling my story, I thought to myself, why hide the whole I'm positive thing? Like, I'm sick of people using that against me like it's a weapon. I had boyfriends say, "Oh, well, at least I'm still here with you. You dealing with all that." It's like, no, you actually get the benefit of being around me. It's not the other way around, buddy. I'm the one cooking, cleaning, acting like your wife. Like, what? Oh, that pissed me off. Like they were doing me a fucking favor. But anyway, sorry. I said I was gonna try not to curse, but yeah. So I haven't been undetectable with T cells above 200 in at least 10 years, at least. Like, I was blown that they were not only undetectable, but they're almost like gone. Like, under 75, what they do is they test the vial when you take a blood sample, like the tubes that they put it in, they take one vial and they measure how much virus is in that one vial. When I first started this new treatment that they gave me last April, I was at 1.8 billion viral load in that tube. 1.8 billion. So you could imagine I was super tired, super drained, because my body barely had energy to fight anything. So I was getting more allergies, more colds, and this and that. And with a weak system like that, what could happen is, if your T cells, your fighters, your white cells, the fighters in your body are under 200, you're technically considered, it's considered AIDS. It's no longer HIV. So with those numbers, that combo, I could have caught pneumonia and I could have been up out of here. Like, you know, Um, so I decided to stop being scared of speaking my truth and not caring who knows and why they know. Because what I found out is, like, I'll tell a friend and then I'll notice that their family member or that their friends are looking at me weird. And I could tell that they know. and they feel disgusted or worried or scared or sad for me, you know. But they feel like, oh dang, I can't tell her because, so then I'm like, let me just take their power away. And also the other reason that I wanted to start talking more about HIV and health and stuff, because sometimes, you know, you hear these hoochie mamas on YouTube. They might have huge platforms or whatever, and they talk about like, oh, you know, that, yeah, they caught that, and it's like they're framing it like the old days, like it's a dirty thing. You know, there's people that I have dealt with because I was a peer counselor. When I first found out, I got hired to be a peer counselor, so I got to hear a lot of people's stories. There were some women that got, like, their husbands were cheating. They were cheating and they brought that crap home. But when they have a positive outcome, you know, which they're positive now for life, people aren't going to care about that. They're going to assume, oh, you were doing drugs. Oh, you were being a slut. Oh, it might have been a person that's the only other person that they ever slept with. Well, the only person, I guess I should say. And just because they're positive, people make the assumption still to this day where everything is Googleable, everything is, you can, it's so easy. You can make an anonymous, you can call and not even turn in your name and find out information as far as like, oh, I just wanted to get educated, even a support group or whatever. They're not going to report your name or whatever. Like if you just want to get informed, it's so weird that people still weaponize that as a dirty or gay or drug disease. Hello, hello. Be kind of but so yeah, I decided to take my power back with that, just like I did with my life story. Like you're not gonna tell my story for me, and you're definitely not gonna weaponize my health. I'm fighting for everything. Like I've been on this journey since '99. I had two healthy kids. I had partners that believed in me, that loved me no matter what. I was a wife. My ex-husband passed away, but like, and it didn't work, but we were actually better friends. The same thing with my oldest son's dad. Like, we're better as friends than we were together. We're both, all of us are Libra. My ex-husband is a Libra, and my father's son is a Libra. So, um, you know, we are our worst enemy. Like Libras can be very loving, very whatever, but then when we get in our heads, and then two Libras together, we're, oh, what does this mean? What is that? Like we're looking at everything that might not be nothing and making it into something. And I could say that. I could admit that. I know I put my ex through hell. Like he felt like no matter what he did, it was not enough. And, you know, sometimes I'm like, what do I want? Like, I know what I want, but it's like, it did feel like, and I noticed I did this another time too. It felt like I had somebody that cared, and that maybe with a little bit of patience, a little bit of guidance, we could have got there with communication, outside communication. Now I see why they said premarital counseling and all that stuff is necessary, because otherwise you enter this thing and you don't know how to talk to them sometimes. You don't know, like everything you say, once the other person is like hardened towards you, anything you say can be used against you like the court of law, or you just annoy the heck out of them for no reason. So, you know, it's very important. But Like I had a full life. And I thought at 18, 19 years old in 99, I really thought I was like, oh my God, my life is over. What happened? And it just so happened the first relationship, adult relationship that I had with somebody was the person that infected me. Now, I wasn't a virgin, I'm not going to lie. If you heard my story, you heard how I lost my virginity in the Bronx. But I that was the first person that I actually had a relationship with, an adult relationship, because I did have a boyfriend in high school, but we were both fresh to this, so we didn't know what we were doing. But I thought, okay, this is a mature guy. He's older. He knows what he's doing. Da da da. We're planning and all this stuff to move in, and I don't know, it just felt like something was off with him all the time. And then when I look back at it, I was like, oh, I could tell when he thought he gave it to me. I could tell when he thought about it and he felt guilty. I could tell, like, when he was, I think his goal was or is to infect as many people. He said something one day, and I put this in one of my old videos. It's gone now, but he said to me on one of the times he was angry about something, and he slipped out and said, oh, I wish I could hurt one woman of every culture. I was like, why are you so angry? What did your aunties and your mama do to you? Because he just seemed to be, he was angry with, like, sorry, I'm not, like, right here is kind of burning. I don't know why it's burning. Um, yeah, there was times that he would have conversations with me, and he just sounded very upset. A black woman, especially darker women. So I'm like, okay, it makes sense that his parents were probably dark because he was dark. So I was like, I was just so confused. But as a 18, 19-year old, you're not thinking about it. You're like, oh, I'm in love and I'm gonna get married and have babies. And but yeah, after that conversation, and then there was another conversation. I can't remember right now, but I do remember calling a friend from high school that we just got together, went to lunch or something, and catching up and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, that don't sound healthy at all." Like, I was just telling him a little bit of how I was feeling and how weird it was, and he was like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all." Um, so when I was ready to go, while he was at work, I don't know why I felt like I had to escape this man. I don't remember if he if he made me feel like I was captive or whatever. But yeah, I just left in the middle. But looking back, because the girl that was trying to call me and warn me about him, I thought she was just being jealous. She was white. The girl before that one, I think, was Asian, and I'm Dominican. And then the girl after me was either the Asian or the Indian came before or after me, and before or after the white girl. Like, I forget now. I forget. I think it was the Asian one after me. So I try to warn her, but of course, the same story that he was telling me, oh, she's just jealous, she's just an ex or whatever, whatever. So when I talked to my doctor about it, and I was just like, I know it's him. Like, if I could talk to the girl again or whatever, I try very hard to dial the number by memory, because before, cell phones. We actually had to remember. Oh, I'm from the Dominican Republic. Sorry, I wasn't looking. Oh, wow, Nigeria. Hello, hello from Nigeria. Um, so yeah, we had to remember numbers. So that helped me because I eventually did call the right number, and I had to tell my the whole thing again. Hey, were you da 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 calling da 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 for this person da 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 and trying to warn me da 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 every time I dialed the number wrong. So I was so glad when I finally got the right girl, and we talked about it. And me and her, the Asian girl after me, even though she broke up with him like just a few months after they started dating. Oh, thank you. Yay, subscribe, subscribe. Yeah, I try to ask her like, would you mind getting tested? Because we believe he gave her and me HIV/AIDS. And she was still angry. So what I did was I did what I could because he lived by the UW campus. He lives by the college, and he likes to grab him young. He can keep up the physique and all that stuff. So he looked like he was 24, 25. Now he probably looks 40, 40 something. But he was actually 37, that sickle. So oh, that's what made me leave in the middle of the night because I found an OID and I did the math. I was like, what the hell? Oh, hell no. So I called him at work. He answered all chipper and everything. I was like, so you're 37? He's like, what? No, wait until I get home. We'll talk about it. I'm so sorry. Well, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be home when you get home. So yeah, I got out of there. I got out of there. It's crazy. So you got to be careful. So that's why I'm so overprotected. Like people make fun of me, or people say I'm too much, or I'm too overbearing. Da, da, da. I've been through so much. It's hard for me not to be suspicious of everybody. Like my oldest just got offered a room to rent in somebody's house. And it's like, okay, this kid from high school and his girl are gonna get a place, and they're like, oh, maybe you could be our roommate. Da, da, da. I'm like, wait a minute. I have not seen this kid. I have not met his parents. I have not met him. Like, I know you guys went to high school together, but shoot, a couple of your high school high school people had situationships. I mean, even my son's graduation almost got canceled because one of his high school friends, well, luckily they weren't friends, but he was in a couple of the classes. He threatened 10 people. And I let him go to prom and all that stuff. Then he comes home after we find out, hey, hey, Kojo, after we find out that who it is, he's like, oh my God, Mom, he was right next to me waiting for a ride home. When I ordered my Uber to come back home, he was right next to me after prom. And 2 days later, after prom, there's an email sent, 10 people threatened. He said how he's gonna do it, when he's gonna do it. The police is looking at, they cancel a lot of the senior stuff that year because of this one kid. So, and then another kid, she's younger because she was still in high school last year. Um, she tried to use my son talking about, oh, you like my big brother, you my big brother. She got him to pay for 2 Uber rides when he wasn't living here. And and like some medicine, herpes medicine, and and then she was trying to ask if she could move in with him. I was like, first of all, you're not living on your own. So how dare she? She got some. Oh man, I looked B up because I had the receipt where she landed and where she went from the Uber. We have the same Uber account, and I looked up the address. I asked him for her name. I found her on the website because she was still in school. So I found out what she was doing. This little girl was acting like she was down and out. Her mom kicked her out. Meanwhile, the pictures on the high school, she's like the lead of the volleyball team or soccer team, or maybe no, not cheerleader. It was either soccer or volleyball. She had like one of those balls. I was like, this little preppy looking girl, she does not look like she needs for nothing. She is using you and using you hard body because she's pulling on his heartstrings. So I'm here to cut them down. Not my baby. So I guess she found herself another brother because she hasn't bothered my baby in 2 years. So, call me overprotective, call me whatever. I was like, Johnny, before you even get excited about moving to somebody with somebody that you don't know, do you even know their last name? Have you met their mom, their dad? Um, how do you know that they're not going to sign a lease and leave you high and dry? Like, oh, I know them. I said, no, you don't know the girlfriend. You know him. What about if they break up? Or what if she wants to get flirty with you and blames you for like telling him, oh, he flirted with me, he wants me, da, da, da. Then you're out in the street. Like, you can't just hop on every opportunity just because it sounds good. You got to plan stuff out and vet people. Like, so I'm trying to teach him what that means. And I was like, okay, I would like to meet him and meet the girlfriend and kind of like get a feel and talk to their parents and stuff. Like, hang out with, have them come here, hang out. So you can kind of sense the vibe. Like, are they good people, bad people? We need to know their last names before we can look these people up. Because who the heck knows? Nowadays, you don't know. I mean, you didn't know any days, but nowadays there's more scamming, more. It just seemed like the blood was tinted. Somewhere in 2000 to now, the blood got tinted. Like, kids, I don't know. I don't trust them. So they might be good. They're talking about they're Christian and they made him a matching T-shirt and now they're a truffle, but not a truffle because he's like, no, mom, I'm not into that. I said, how you know about truffle? I didn't know if he knew that what that meant because I just learned that watching a TLC. I didn't know that a, a couple that had two and one people in it was called a truffle. Anyways, so yeah. So anyways, it's just a lot. But hey, Carrie, Sam, Famu, thank you for being here. I usually don't do lives at this time. I might have to. I mean, you have to block a few idiots, but everybody else seems so nice. Okay, yeah. Everybody, you see, I blocked or I deleted the comments of the bored people. I'll say bored people. I don't like idiots. Um, now, Jay was funny. He said, does your carpet match your curtains? Can anybody answer that? Do your carpet match your curtain? I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to share the good news. I'm undetectable. The surgery's being done, and hopefully my calcium will drop to the point that I'll feel like Gonzalez and zip 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 and feel like myself again. I've been trying to feel like myself for 4 years, 5 years now. I need this extra push. So I need the surgery to go good, go well, and yeah. So I know it will. I know it will. Like meeting the doctor and seeing how, like, she told me how many she performs a year. I was like, wow, and how long have you been doing this? I forgot what she told me how long, but I know she performs at least 10 a week. So, yeah. I didn't know that these things were so common, like getting, oh, that's what it is. I was wondering, I'm like, she said, oh, yeah, I see that crease. I can put it right there. I'm like, what crease? I don't have no wrinkles in my neck. I sure do. From going like this, maybe. I didn't even notice that. You see that line? It looked like I already been cut. Like I was just cut all the way around. I have a smiley face. I didn't know it. Oh, Lordy. I did ask about tattoos. Like, remember back in the 90s when we used to have like those little, what was the neck? What were they called? Necklace? I don't remember what they were called, but they were tight in plastic, and we just put them on because I don't know what it did for our neck, but except for irritated. But we all were into it, all the girls. I don't remember wearing it a lot because I used to dress more tomboyish with a little skin showing here and there. But yeah, I was wearing a lot of flannels and stuff. Oh lordy, this school district drives me nuts. They be everything is electronic, so all they gotta do is press a button instead of like really dealing with kids like human beings. They'll mark a kid absent if they call their name and they forget to check the name. Like, I'm so sick of the updates. I'm so ready for my kid to be done with this school district. Done. Now, I've met a lot of nice people, and I hate that when I talk about the school district, the people that are nice and have given to me and been there for me take it personal, like I'm talking about them. And I wish that they would know how to tell the difference that if I didn't like you, first of all, you wouldn't even be on my page because if we don't deal with each other, except for our kids went to elementary school together, like if we don't deal with each other, then what's the point? I don't see the point. Like I'm not that interested in knowing, seeing what people are doing if I'm not interested. Like if I was like, oh, I don't like this person, I just wouldn't have you on my page. So you wouldn't even be seeing my posts. But yeah, it's not about that. It's just the computerized mentality. And I know that's where we're going, that's where we're at. Maybe Tequila is up there too doing all this computer email stuff. But it's still hard to deal with. For somebody dealing with dyslexia, and it's not an excuse because when I'm interested in a topic, I will research and read about it for days. Well, all this extra stuff, like, I'll give you an example of an email. Basically, the short version would be like, the school is closed on Friday because we're having a meeting for the teacher. Just to say that, there's a two-page email almost. So you got to go through all that just to get to the bottom line is the school is closed because there's some teacher meeting. And then you got to have 4 different accounts, the parent guide, the school lunch website. Da, da, da. Why can't it just be one website? You go to the school district email page, and everything is on there. Food, lunch. You want to pay for lunch. You want to pay for equipment. You want to pay for books. You want to pay for the A and B card. Do 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 do. All in little blocks or something. That would make life so much easier for people that aren't used to dealing with all this when they come from another school district. They're used to talking to people one-on-one. They used to going to the office and the office people knowing what the heck is going on in the school. Like if you ask about sports, they know. They'll still direct you to the sport, the coach or whatever. But they know the information. Here, no. Mm-mm. You'll get about 5 emails and 2 numbers. And the numbers barely get answered. So you have to do emails. Like, it's hard. But I got, one, after this year, it's 2 more years and we're done. We're done with the school district. And then I was thinking, because I wanted to move after I was done with but I don't know. I may stay until Donald leaves the White House. And I may stay and just suffer through the extra bills and the higher, because there is a pool. It is a nice neighborhood. My kids know people around here now. And I was like, is it worth it paying double than I would be paying somewhere else? I'm like, I guess for my kids' sake, and for the sake of let's just save a little money if we can. Um, so yeah, I was trying to decide about that, because once I don't have to deal with the school district, this it becomes a pleasant place. Like you can make it a home, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. Decisions, decisions. This is when I wish I had like if you haven't seen it, I always recommend it. Split Doors. Search that movie, or is it? Yeah, I think it's called Split Doors. It like showed this one lady. She was late one of the way. It's like a fork. You're at a fork. You go this way, you get this result. You get this way, you get that result. You might have had this result sooner if you went this way, but you went that way, so anyway. So it shows you like what that's saying when they say what's yours is yours and nobody can take it away from you. You'll eventually get there, even if you take the wrong exit. But it might take you longer. You might have to go through more drama and stuff to get there. And yeah, so the split. Anyways, I'm not gonna say anything unless somebody wants to look it up, because it's such a good movie. It made me see life. When I saw that movie, it made me see life in a different frame. Like I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. Like life, it's about choices, but your choices, like unfortunately you can't see the ending of your choices until it gets there. But I wish you could, like in this situation. And even when I was moving to Florida, I was like, oh, I wish. But I think God wanted me to do that because I prayed on it a lot. And I did ask him to guide me, and he was letting me know the whole way. Hi, Cola. My cat is like, who is she talking to? She's stretched out she likes to go on the in the closet on top of the bins. I put some towels there. She feels like, oh yeah. As long as I change her towels every other day, she feels like King Cola. King Cola, baby. Anyways, um, yeah, so I would have chose to do it before I moved to Seattle. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay in the system and go to a home, or should I trust these new foster parents and go somewhere that I've never been, that I don't know nobody, I can't run nowhere, and trust these people in my life, basically, not basically, literally. And but then if we knew what happened, will we still make the wrong decisions? Because I'm thinking, if I would have seen that 2 years later they were going to kick me out, of course I would have been like, oh, heck no, I'm staying. But if I would have stayed in New York, gone in a home, would I still be me? Like, or would I turn out to be a junkie or a prostitute? Or like, there's not a lot of roads that being in a home leads, especially in New York City. Like, I saw one, and the energy was crazy in there. I could tell that they probably fight a lot. Them girls look like they fight a lot. And I'm not a fighter. Like, I'll get angry and I'll black out and I'll do damage. But I thank God I've only been in, I think, one or two fights like that, where I just black out and come to. And then luckily I've never done so much damage that, like, I go to jail, somebody's gone, or thank God, thank God for that. But like, I don't like to get angry. I'm not a confrontational person. I wouldn't be good at drug dealing. I just wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I probably would have stayed, and I probably would have been wondering, oh, what if I went? And where, like, I think about all the people. I definitely would have never came to Seattle because I didn't know what this was over here. So I wouldn't have met my son's father, my high school people, my high school boyfriend, and then I would never have met the guy that gave me HIV, but maybe I would have gotten it another way in New York. Who knows? Like, all the people that I met, and then also, like, through my support groups and all that stuff. And even though it was hard to admit back then, when I was trying to figure out where I was going to live and how I was going to make it, looking back, I'm glad that that was what I went through, because it made me, that part, I do say, it made me resourceful. It made me hustle in a way that I wouldn't have if I would have just stayed comfortable in my foster parents' house. I would have been so comfortable that I would have been my own, you know. Um, and then, people that I met, caseworkers, this and that, like, I would have never met them. So everything does happen for a reason, I guess. um, I don't know what that means. But so yeah, and like I said, I'm talking more than what I wanted to, because like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to talk afterwards. I was wondering, besides, like, if you ever had surgery, besides your mom, like, who did you have there with you? If you don't mind sharing. Um, I thought about, like my ex-husband. And like I said, even though our marriage did not work, I saw why I married him. Like, I know that if he was still here, he would have found a way to come and not only to take care of me, but to make sure that the boys were okay and to cheer them up. And so these are the times that I'm like, "Ugh, why did you have to go?" Like, I didn't realize how much we were co-parenting until after a year or so after he passed, when I had something to ask him and I realized I can't call him. Like, and then the harder part about, like, losing somebody that you're not supposed to be, you're not a family member technically. Like, let's say you meet a neighbor and your neighbor's for 10 years, but because you're just a neighbor, you don't find out nothing. Like, that person, something could happen to it and the family does what it does, and then you might find out like a year later. Or, I mean, I guess if they're your neighbors and you talk to them all the time, maybe that's a bad example. I'll say like somebody that helps you off and on, or like an aunt that's not an aunt. It's not really in the family. Like, nobody thinks to say, oh, let me call so and so and tell them. Um, but yeah, so anyways, besides your mommy, who else would you want in the operating room? Like, if you were having a baby and the dad couldn't be there, or if you're having any type of surgery, procedures done, who would you take with you? Um, Out here, I really don't have a best friend, so I couldn't say best friend. Well, I guess my kids are. My kids have no choice. My oldest definitely wants to be there. Um, They'll have to drive me home because I'll still be groggy. But other than that, everything will be okay. Okay. I will go. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. I will have to uh, I will have to yeah, I'll do a recorded video next time. I know I said that last time. I'll try to do a recorded video about the next topic that I had in my book. I think I'm on 16 or 17. I got a few more to go. Try to give you guys what I can. Because, like I said, after I was on my own, it kind of became a running into blur. That's why sometimes you hear me say, oh, when I was 20, and then it might be 21, it might be 19, it might be 25. Like, it's kind of all sticking together. I do remember I had my first son at 23. I had my second son at 28. Other than that, yeah, or 24. I was pregnant at 23 and pregnant at 28. So 24 and 29. So yeah. And you see, even that I got mixed up, but close enough. But anyways, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for all the likes. 10 likes. I didn't see that before. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Wish me luck. I'm gonna do 2 recorded videos about my story and maybe some updates in between, at least before the August stuff start happening. Oh, and I will be recording this time, for real this time. I will be recording my event. Now I'm a little discouraged because even though there was a lot of interest when I first started doing like a verbal survey about getting get-togethers for 40 and up, and other than clubs or a restaurant or whatever, um, or coffee, because a lot of people meet up for coffee here. But there was a lot of interest, so I'm not sure if they're like, what? You're not charging? This can't be real or whatever. I wasn't charging because I wanted to do it just for fun, to get it going. And then, yeah, I mean, the second one, the third one, I was going to charge a little bit because, of course, money, stuff takes money to get, and I need a little help. But I'm still going to record it, even if it's just me and my co host. It's okay. Like, I'm just going to keep doing it. I think next time I'm going to post it on Facebook, um, the event. And then, if, of course, everybody, I think, on my Facebook, I think I know them at least a little bit, um, either from some group or neighborhood or high school. So, but they'll definitely have to be added to the email so that way, because I'm not going to post the address and all that stuff on Facebook. But yeah, hopefully by me opening it up to younger people and not just doing 40 and up, I'm still gonna just do females for now, just to see how it goes, the third and the fourth event. So I'm excited. We're making um, bandana wreaths for your door, um, early the earlier weeks of July. So look out for that, because I'm gonna try to figure out. I think I can record the video and post them, like do a live that I could have both of the channels on, this channel and my creative channel, which is JMTC Farisi. JMTC baby. So um it's on, it's posted on here, but I'll post it under this. I'll tag the other channels. So if you guys want to watch me do arts and crafts, hopefully not by myself, but like I thought it was a great thing. I'm having food there. Like I actually spent 5 hours cooking and doing these specialty juices and smoothies and stuff. Morisoñando. Um, I did horchata. I did, I think I did one more. I don't remember the other one. But I spent so much time cooking and getting everything ready, and all the Dominican potato salad and all that stuff. And me with my energy, that's probably why it took 5 hours, because it technically would have taken me an hour or less, or in 2 hours maybe tops with everything. But I had to take a lot of breaks. But I got through it. I pushed through it, and I did it, and it was just me and my co-host. Now it was good because I got to do a, okay, this works, this doesn't work. I'll probably need to organize my bin this way so I could take stuff out as I need it, instead of having to take stuff out to dig in the bottom. So I need, it taught me, okay, I need to maybe be more organized and maybe get this and that to help me with the, to pick up stuff, and because we had to carry everything inside. And so yeah, next time I'll have my kids to help me and all that good stuff. So yeah, so it was a dry run, but it was so much fun. Me and her sat there, we talked it up. I could talk. You've been here for a while, I could talk. um we ate. And let me tell you something. I don't know if it was because I was cooking all day and I was eye hungry. I poured my plate so tall. The plate was here, like right here, and the food was mounted. Like I just did big old, like I wasn't gonna eat the rest of the week type of food. Like just piled it on. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because I was dancing and I was thinking about sharing with people, it tasted so much better than my normal cooking. I was like, oh, that's sad. I need to cook with love every time I cook. But um, it was pretty good. But it was a lot to carry just for two people. So this time, since only two people RSVP and then there's me, so it might be three, I'm just gonna order something to get it delivered. I'm not cooking nothing. I'm just gonna wait and see who shows up and then order them. Because that was money and time wasted. Not wasted because we ate it all, but eventually leftovers and stuff. Anyways, I've talked enough. Have a good one, guys. Do, 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 do.